Richard Pryor educated me on a lot of things. And it was a topic, and I was just thinking about it. I was, because I know this topic often comes up, especially now with all this tension we have in our society. It's always been this way. And I give you some examples here to make my point. Then I'm gonna read you a little something. One thing I learned about public speaking is that you tell people what you want to talk about, then you tell them, and then you tell them what you want to do about it. So here's my experience. I remember watching Richard Pryor, and he said he had been counting his money. Had his accountant wake up early in the morning and count his money, because his money meant something to him. Then he went to Africa, and then he seen some people that look just like back here in the United States, and they presidents and everything. They're not slave like, and they're owning stuff. So he come back, he's full of pride, and he got a lot. And I definitely can identify this with, especially with Black Panther, things like that. And so he gets back here, and he's doing a skit, and he said, "Yeah, so you know what? I went and got me a black accountant." And the whole crowd said, "Yeah, that's right, brother." And he said, and he took me hook, line, and sinker on dry land. Because here's the point. He didn't put this in there, but it's common sense. It lets you think. If you look at why you would pick somebody to be your friend, to be your lover, to be like Muhammad Ali. Angelo Dundee wasn't black. He was Italian. But that's not the point. He picked the best man. He picked the best person that can help him succeed. Now, I really have a lot of feelings behind this, but in a positive way, because I think I'm just the one to bring this point across. Take my wife. My wife is my best friend. But before I get to my wife, one of my best friends, if not my best friend, as I'm growing when I'm younger, was Josephine. Now, Josephine's from Ecuador. And for some reason, when Josephine and my cousin Brian were hooked up, we got each other. We just became real close friends. And a lot of people couldn't handle that. Right in my family, right in her family, before we got to anybody else, let's just call it what it is. Their feelings and emotions came up where you should be with this person. This is not a person in your race. And we both very lovingly, and sometimes not lovingly, went. Because you know what? We hung out. We heard it from her parents. Definitely heard it from my family. And we could care less. We went through New York and had a blast and still have a blast. And when it came down for my graduation, she was standing right there because that's my best friend. And we raise our children together, and we bring a different flavor to it. But I think it's beautiful because I remember, when I met my wife. And I said to myself, this girl seemed like she liked me, but, this is going to be trouble, man, because, it just ain't going to fly. It ain't going to fly. She's a fly white girl, I feel, but I got to know her. And when I got to know her, I had to say to myself, now look, you're single, you got a house, you just finished college, you can go on your way, your kids are grown, you're free. But then I said to myself, free to do what? To go back into the wilderness like T.D. Jakes was speaking to me about at the time, and still speaks to me, and do what? And go right back through the things that I know is not going to work? What, I'm supposed to be a whore now? I'm supposed to be a playboy? Now, I laugh and joke because I have pretty good self-esteem, but in no way do I get it twisted. I know Muhammad Ali was saying what he was saying, and it got put on the line when they says, well, here, it's about the money or whatever, so let's just give the brother, you go into the army or we take the money. He said, take the money. You think this was about that? It wasn't about that. It's about my people. It's about my pride in myself. And I'm not going to go do something that's going to tell some people that look like me to take me over there. So I'm very proud to be a black man. The Black Yankees, the Black Panthers. I'm also a man. I'm also a Christian. That's my personal belief. So I just want to bring it this way. I have seen, and I knew this was going to happen. I have seen, and I watch this when I go to churches. I love the church I'm in now because they're all inclusive, and they accept that. They accept us being in recovery. They accept us being interracial. They accept us because we're spiritual beings and going on the path. I've gone to all this and all that churches, and I can feel my family. I can look and I can see it. You see, people have resentments because my woman is with me. They kiss my behind. Nobody's going to tell me who to be with, who to love, and whatever. That's my choice. Nobody don't tell me that. So, I'm looking at this country, and I should know better. I know what Willie Lynch did to my family and my people. But I'm sitting here and I'm saying we all belong to God. And we love who we want to love. How dare somebody tell somebody who to sleep with and who to love or who they should be with? It's ludicrous if you ask me. I don't have that for other people. I don't care if you're straight, gay, sideways, up. I just want to know if you're going to love me and care about me. I care less about who your sexual partners is or what your sexual preference. Whatever. That's none of my business. And it's none of your business who I'm with and how I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? This is the family. This is the flavor that I savor. Don't lose no sleep over that. Because this is what I like. I go where the love is. And I figured this out. Let me tell you how I did it. I studied for years. I'm 61 years old here, baby. I studied for years my ancestry and everything. I don't just believe in it. I studied Allah, AA, Buddha, Christ, Kung Fu, Lao Tzu, Mother Teresa, T.D. Jakes, all the way to Zen. And I found two things they all say. Two things they all say for me. Leave what you want. Love people and serve them. I think Mother Teresa is the best example of loving people and serving them. She said a preaching point is not a teaching point. Go grab a broom and go clean somebody's house. You see what I'm saying? So I wrote this down. And listen, I love you. You can do what you want, but don't get upset if you see me doing something that you don't agree with. You're not supposed to agree with it. Like T.D. Jakes said, the minute I care more about what you say over what God says, then you become God in my life. I don't care if you say yes or no, if you approve or don't. You know what I'm saying? Your no is God's yes, and your yes is God's no. My heart belongs to me. I don't care what anybody say. Everybody's crazy. But here's a little piece I did on it. Many years ago, Wellesley, Massachusetts, some kids were chasing some kids who were of Asian descent because their eyes were slanted, right? And one of them happened to slip and fall and drown. And I shook my head, man, and I said, come on, man. Come on. Come on. Come on, man. Get more conscious than this. This is stupid. And people are getting hurt like this. So I get a little upset with this stuff. But here's my thing. This is what I wrote at the time, because there was a lot of stuff in South Africa. You hear me out? Don't hear me out. Feel me out. The time is now. As I look at the news about Asians in America and I feel their woe, I quickly realize that we have a long way to go. For what was done to me was done to the Jew. And as the saying goes, I've walked in their shoes. While the children in South Africa are gunned down in the street, and the children of America don't have enough to eat. While the whites, the blacks, and the Latinos all knew, the ones who give help are far and few. Now, we've all heard this before, and I'm not trying to run your life, but we must find a way through all of this struggle and all of this strife. For if we don't act and heed the words of our heroes, we all will end up feeling less than zeros. Now, I reach out my hand, and you can reach out yours. Together, not separately, together, we can succeed and open many doors, because we are killing each other. We are still killing each other, and we must find time for our brothers. If you want it, then let's do it. If you don't want it, then fight and continue doing what you want to do. I want it, and I'm going to get with people who want the same. Peace and richest blessings.